Yo, what's up guys, Fireburner here, and first off, I want to start off on this video by saying thank you guys for all the support you guys have been leaving in all the previous tutorials and videos I've done so far. The support's been actually pretty nuts. We're almost at 45k subs as I'm making this video right now. So thank you guys so much for all the new subs, liking the videos, and all that good stuff, because it definitely goes a long way. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be going over how to speed flip consistently. This is something I briefly went over in a different video of mine a while back, but I didn't really go fully into details on other parts about how to speed flip and some little tricks that could help you guys. But yeah, I'm going to be going over all that stuff in this one. And on top of that, I'm also going to be showing you guys how to do the fast kickoff and how to do that consistently as well. So with that said, let's just get straight into the tutorial. Okay, so before I actually get into how to do this, I first just want to say, if you're champ 3 or above and you don't know how to speed flip yet, this is something you should definitely practice after you're done watching this video, and try to actually practice on free play, because it is really important to having good movement in game and for your boost management as well, which is something I'm going to touch on a little bit later. But if you're below those ranks that I named, this isn't something you necessarily need to know like right now, but it would definitely wouldn't hurt at all and could still be super beneficial to learn how to do this early on. Okay, so something that I see that a lot of players that don't necessarily know how to speed flip, or they kind of get the idea but it looks a little bit inconsistent, or it is inconsistent for them. Their speed flips look something like this, right? Or like this, or like that, right? A little bit sideways, a bit downwards, like their nose is like pointing towards the ground. All sorts of different variations, right? Where your speed flips you want it to look like that, right? Really clean side flip looking flip where it's aiming forward, essentially, right? You're not pointing to the side, you're pointing downwards, you're pointing exactly to where your nose is going before you do the flip, right? So basically what a speed flip is just a diagonal flip cancel. So before I go into that, I just want to show you guys what an actual flip cancel is normally first, right? So basically all it is that you're front flipping, right? But then you're flicking your analog stick back down directly after the first jump during your second jump. So I'm going to front flip, and then as I'm front flipping, I flick my analog stick straight back down, right? As you guys see in the overlay. Up, down, right? And it looks like that. The animation happens where your car kind of just like stalls almost, but not really. It just kind of gets like a little bit of a boost forward from doing that. And that's where you kind of generate that extra speed from a speed flip. Because pretty much what a speed flip is just a diagonal flip cancel. That's really all it is. So let's think of my analog stick as a clock pretty much, right? This is how I usually describe it to everyone I explain this to. So when you do a flip cancel, as you guys saw, it's up, down directly, right? So I'm going 12 and 6 o'clock, right? 12, 6. So where people really get confused with speed flips is that they'll do this, right? So for me personally, I always flip to my left. I always prefer it. I don't know why. It's just something I'm comfortable with, right? I always diagonal flip to my left. It's just easier. So if I want to speed flip to the left, what I want to do, right? I want to point my analog stick to like 10 o'clock, right? And I want to point it to back down. When I flick it back, I want to point it over here to 4 o'clock. I don't want to go 10 o'clock and then 6 o'clock, right? Because if I do that, your car's kind of going to face downwards. Let's see, like that, right? Or like that. See how my nose is facing down. And that's not what you want. You want it to look like this, right? You see, I go 10 and 4. I'm just mirroring that input, just like how you would mirror the input in normal flip cancel. You go 12 and 6. You want to mirror that input with the speed flip as well. So 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And if you do it right, it should look like this, sort of like a fast side flip. And you should notice when you do it that your car kind of gets like a burst of speed too when you flip, right? It kind of just jolts forward a bit. And that's how you know you're doing it right. And it does that side flip animation, right? If it looks like this, oh wait, I messed it up. Like that, or like this, right, to the side, it means you're messing it up and you're not mirroring the input correctly. So the same thing goes if you prefer to flip to the right, it's the exact same thing. So it'd be like what? It would be like 2 o'clock and then 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's how a clock works. So yeah, it's the exact same thing, but the opposite. Okay, so now that you guys know how to speed flip, hopefully right after that, you guys kind of got the gist of it. Another thing I want to show you guys though, that's a little thing that I do as well, I'm sure a bunch of other people do it too, is I hold power slide every time that I speed flip. So the reason behind that, right, as you guys should know by now, basically when you hold power slide whenever you land, your car kind of carries its whatever momentum it has prior, and your car kind of like slides along the ground and kind of carries the momentum for a little bit longer, right, than what it would if you aren't holding power slide. Your car would kind of slow down a little bit faster. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. If I speed flip and I don't keep holding power slide, you see how I just lose my supersonic instantly, right? After not boosting when I land. But let me just get the big boost real quick. So let's just say I land. Let's say this is the other team side. I'm going back to my side, right? I'm going to rotate back. So this is kind of good for your boost manager. It's something I went over earlier or talked about earlier. So I'm going to tap boost, speed flip, hold power slide, speed flip, right? So now I went all the way back and I have 88 boost after speed flipping 3 times and holding power slide the whole way through. So I'm basically like essentially like chaining my speed flips together and staying supersonic the whole way through, right? Whereas if I wasn't holding power slide, your car, you can still do it, but you'd be having to waste a little bit of boost every time you land. So it looks something like this, right? Lose supersonic, go. Lose supersonic, go. And then I have to like boost again every time to get that supersonic speed back. So that's just something you guys want to keep in mind when you're doing this. You kind of want to hold power slide so that way you're maintaining your momentum and you can kind of keep that supersonic speed without wasting any more boost than what you need to. And the last little thing that I do as well with speed flips. So as you guys are noticing, I'm holding L1 the entire time. So L1 for me is also not just power slide, but it's also air roll. And the reason I'm also holding it down for air roll is, let's say for whatever reason, right, your car doesn't rotate fully, right? Or you get something like this, right? Your car is not rotating all the way like that, right? Or you're just maybe pointing slightly the wrong direction, right? And you kind of want to adjust and make sure your car is facing a little bit more forward, or you just want to make sure that your car is landing all 4 wheels, right? You want that. I always hold L1 too, not just for power slide, but to air roll, right? Because I want to adjust like that, right? I want to flip my car over and make sure my car is landing on all 4 wheels. And it's kind of a little bit handy for me because since it's air roll and power slide, I just hold L1 the whole time. So I'm holding it originally in the air to air roll to make sure my car lands on all 4 wheels like this. And then I keep holding it to power slide. So I can just chain them together, essentially back to back to back, like this. Okay, so now that we kind of went over all the little tips and tricks, I guess, of how to speed flip, what to do while you're speed flipping after, now I'm going to show you guys how to do the fast kickoff, or the speed flip kickoff, or whatever you want to call it, right? One little disclaimer I should say, though, before this. If you don't know how to speed flip, right, if you don't think you have it down yet, don't try to do this until you for sure got the speed flip down consistently, you feel like you got it down pat, off the ball, right? Trust me, you understand how many people I've seen in ranked, even on my team, at Grand Champion level and above, where they try to speed flip and they don't know how to do it, right? Or they don't know how to do it consistently enough yet. And they go flying to the right or flying to the left past the ball or not even getting close to the ball at all because they're trying to do speed flip and then it just messes up completely, right? You don't want to be that guy in that ranked match that everyone on your team gets mad at or your partner gets mad at for missing the ball and causing a goal. So, like I said, first, try to do it off the ball consistently. Just try to learn it for your movement's sake. And then once you get that down, then come back to this and then try to do the speed flip kickoff. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let me go over all of it step by step on how to do this. So, like I said earlier in the video, I always prefer to speed flip to my left, right? So knowing that, I'm going to have to account for that, and I'm going to barely adjust to the right, as I'm approaching this kickoff. I'm going to barely move to the right. So that way my car will kind of line up and should go straight on with the ball, right? Because if I don't, I might go too far to the left like that, right? Because I'm not adjusting for that speed flip or that dyno flip to the left. So let me add another spawn. Okay, so same thing here. I'm going to, on the right side of the kickoff, or right kickoff, doesn't matter. I'm going to adjust to the right prior to going over this first pad. Now, as you're adjusting to the right, obviously, you're going to want to start the kickoff by boosting, adjust to the right, and then as you go over this pad, you speed flip, and then you keep boosting throughout the flip until you reach supersonic, and then once you're supersonic, you should be kind of near the end of the flip, and you should be landing. You let go boost, and then as you land, you want to not hold power slide. Don't want to hold power slide, unlike what I said earlier, right, for your movement, where you kind of want to maintain that speed and momentum. In this case, you don't want to slide because then you might move too far to the left or too far to the right, and your next flip might be a little bit off center, right? And that's not what you want for a kickoff. You kind of want to get as much surface area on the ball as possible. So you land, you don't hold power slide, and then you should have some landing room, in which case you then use whatever boost you have left over, if you have any, and then you speed flip again through the ball, right? And if it goes well, you should win the kickoff, or at the very least, it should go even. So I'm going to put all that into use and then show you guys how it looks like. Like that, right? Let me do the same thing on the straightaways. So, like that, kind of. Or like that. So as you guys are seeing, I'm boosting until I'm supersonic. I let go of power slide, and then I speed flip again. I should have room to flip through the ball again. So this is another common problem I see with a lot of people when they try to do a speed flip kickoff. They'll do this, right? So you see where I landed? I landed like right here, really close underneath the ball. Like around here, right? You don't want to land this close when you get done with that first flip. You want to land more around here, more towards the outer edge of the circle. Because if you land too close, what's going to end up happening is, yeah, you're going to get there really fast, but what'll end up happening is you're going to hit the ball right underneath, and then if the other guy knows what he's doing, he'll flip through the ball, and as he's flipping through the ball, he's just going to overpower you and dunk you. No matter how fast you're going, it doesn't matter, right? So you don't want to land too far underneath. You know, land a little bit outside of the circle, a little bit on the outer edge, so that way you have room to land and you can flip again through the ball, speed flip again through the ball, and then it should be a really good kickoff. Alright, so hopefully this video helped you guys with speed flipping and the speed flip kickoff. If it did at all, be sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you guys are new as well. Be sure to hit that sub button. We're almost at 45k subs as I'm making this video, which is nuts, like I said. Be sure to leave a comment too of what you guys want to see next. I read pretty much all the comments, and I'd love to get new suggestions for videos. So just let me know what you guys think, and I shall see you guys next time. Take care, boys.